welcome into this channel. Today I will solve Edexcel IGCSE ICT November 2024 paper. My name is MrimmoaeeAhmed. So let's continue with the paper. So this is the first question scenario. It's like Jan, Taylor, Pecha, Steve are a family that uses digital devices at work and at home. Okay. So Zen buys a new computer. Which one of this is used by all computer? So which means which of these things will be used by the all computer, is it? So that one will be the processor. It's because when it comes to the mouse and keyboard, most of the computer, they don't have the mouse and keyboard. It's a peripheral, right? You have to connect externally with a mouse and a keyboard to a computer. And when it comes to the connectivity, it can be the Wi-Fi, it can be the Bluetooth, right? So it's not all the computer that have the connectivity facilities, but processor, it's needed to all the computer to process with their workflow. Which one of this is a wireless connection method? So when it comes to the wireless, which means is a similar type of Wi-Fi, right? They uses wave. So when it comes to the WAN, LAN and ISP, they both use WAR, but NFC is the one of the connectivity or maybe the connection method that uses wireless. A computer can be connected to a local area network if two other types of network a computer can connect to. When it comes to give two other types of network, and the mark is 2, right? So which means you have to write two other types of the network. So we just now just review that, like there's a 2-1 they already mentioned, which is a WAN. So WAN and LAN they already mentioned, so we can able to write the LAN. So which means the first one will be the WAN, and the other one can be the PAN, right? Give two types of internal storage media that a computer can use. So here, when it comes to the internal storage media, the first thing that comes to our mind, which is a hard disk drive, solid state drive, right? But the thing is that they use one of the point which is called media. So when it comes to media, we will not include drive in our answer, because when it comes to the drive, it means that it is a full system. So which means what we will add here, we will add hard disk, and we will add solid state. Or maybe you can also write Blu-ray, DVD, right? Similar like that. Which one of this is a popular computer, portable computer, sorry. So when it comes to the portable, if we go through one by one, we can able to see, like, suppose I don't know what does it mean by desktop replacement. So when it comes to the desktop, it is not a portable. Mainframe is not also a portable, right? When it comes to the server, it is not a portable computer. So the things that left, which is a desktop replacement. So what we use for like in terms of a desktop replacement, we use laptop, tab, is it? So this one will be the answer. Describe how 4G allow people to work from anywhere. So when it comes to this one, they say describe, right? So 2 mark. So which means you have to describe, right? So how 4G helps to people to work from anywhere, because it gives you the Wi-Fi access without using the Wi-Fi, right? It will gives you the internet access without the Wi-Fi. So what will be the reason? So people can go online while they are moving around. So what you can write here, it lets mobile device or laptops connect to the internet without using Wi-Fi, right? So people can go online while they are moving around. A solid state drive, which is SSD, has 2 terabyte of storage. Construct an expression. How many bits are in 2 TB byte? So in ICT exam, they will not allow you to take the calculator with you, right? So that's why you just have to came up with the expression. So you don't have to came up with the exact answer in decimal or whatever the answer will be. So when it comes to the TB byte is a binary value, right? So it's a 1024. So which means 2 into 1024. When it comes to TB byte, it will multiply by 4 times. So to the power 4 into, and how we can able to transform byte to bit. So 1 byte equals to 8 bits. So which means there will be into 8. So this is the expression that you have to add. Now, Jan sells an old server to Chris. Give the term used for a computer logged onto a server. So which means when a computer is logged on a server, what is the term that we mostly uses? So basically what has happened, like when we will logged in Google or Gmail account by using the computer, right? This is maybe the people and this is the server who is actually manages the request, is it? Like when we will send any of the requests to the server take that particular request and send it to us. So this process, one of the part, the server is working, the other part is called client. So the client is working on the other side. So the answer for this question will be client. Connecting computers to a server allows user to access data from any device. So which means from any device you can able to connect, you can able to access the data. Explain one other benefit of connecting computer to a server. So what can be the other benefit when we connect computer to the server? So when you think about, like if you think about the Google Drive, is it? It's actually in the server. So when we are storing any of the file in the Google Drive, which means we are storing that particular file in the server. And what is the benefit we get from there? It saves our space, right? And also we don't need money as well. So people can share files, hardware and device like printers and scanner. So the answer will be it saves space and money because people can share files, hardware and devices like printer and scanner. Now, when it comes to the describe two factors, so remember one thing, when it comes to the explain and the describe, which means you have to came up with one of the point and then you have to explain, right? When it comes to the describe two factor that affect the speed that data is transferred on a network, which means you have to describe. So when it comes to describe, you have to came up with the point, right? What is the point that affecting the speed of the data during its transfer from one place to another? So the first one which affect the speed of the during the time of data transfer is latency, is it? So we can add it can be a high latency. So high latency is one of the point. And what can be the other point? That one is the most common one, which is a low or high bandwidth you can use. And you must have to, when we use it, when I say like it's a high latency, you have to explain it. What does it mean by high latency? So how we can able to write the answer is, so the first point is high latency means it takes longer for data to move between devices, is it? So which means this is one device, this is the another device, so which means it will take more time to reach from one point to another point if the latency is quite higher. So which means if you want to try, if you want to speed this, if you want to speed up the data transfer rate, then your internet broadband should have low latency, is it? When it comes to the bandwidth, high or low bandwidth, which means it affects how much data can be sent at once or how fast it can be sent. So which means suppose if you have one device and this is the amount of your data, this particular amount of data can be sent within a specific time, right? It can be 1 second, 2 seconds. So how much data can be sent at once with a specific time? Explain one benefit to the environment of reusing devices, right? So this one is again explain. So when it comes to the explain, which means we have to explain why reusing the device can help the environment. So first of all, what we can able to identify is like when we are reusing something, which means a new devices are not thrown to the landfill, right? So we can write it reduces e-waste but explain, right? So this is the 1 mark. Now we have to explain, because using old device again stops them ending up in landfills or being burned, right? Because nothing is being burned to create something new. Taylor installs some devices. So draw one straight line from each example of utility software to the correct purpose. So which means when it comes to this one, you have to draw the straight line from each example of utility software to the correct purpose. So which means when it comes to the formatting, is it? How we can able to format something? We can format something to the file. So that one will be the file. When it comes to the encryption, encryption is used to protect the data, right? It scrambles the data. And when it comes to the defragmentation, defragmentation is not reduces the file or create copies of file. It is mostly used to reorder the data. So which means you can able to use defragmentation to reorder the data. What does it mean by defragmentation? Is actually like when you are saving the file in the computer, right? Suppose this is the disk of your computer file, and when you are saving like each day maybe 5 or 6 or 10 files. So during that time, the file will be set like this way, okay? But if you set your defragmentation from the control panel in your settings, I think, so the defragmentation you can set automatically maybe in 1 week. So during the time of the defragmentation process, it will rearrange all the file from this to this. So which makes your computer performance more better compared to before, right? Which one of this could be hosted software? So when it comes to the hosted software, memory management is done by operating system. Utility, I think we already know utility is a part of a software system, is it? Control is also, we have a control panel where we can able to control everything. But when it comes to the application, that one is called a hosted software. So what does it mean by hosted software? Hosted software means you are not installing that particular software in your desktop or in your computer. Like if you think about Instagram both have a hosted application and a local software. That one is called, like when you install the Instagram apps in your computer or in your mobile phone and you use it, that one is a perspective of a locally installed software. But when you use browser, and then by using the Chrome browser, you can able to also get access to the Instagram website. So from there you can also get all the features and everything like the one that you install in your mobile or computer, right? So when you get something by using the browser, that one is considered as a hosted software. So which means hosted software are not installed in our own computer or mobile hard drive or maybe the storage, secondary storage. Explain why an operating system uses resource management when Taylor loads the software. So why an operating system uses resource management when Taylor loads the software. Loads the software means when they run the software, right? So what will happen, like when we will install any of the software in our PC, during that time the particular software will install in our computer hard drive, and then when we load it, it will load on the RAM. So operating system, it gives out resources like memory and processing time. Okay, how much time a particular task need to complete, right? It's a processing time. So the software keeps working and doesn't stop. So the answer will be this: it gives out resources like memory and processing time, so the software keeps working and does not stop. Now explain the advantage of using open source software rather than proprietary software. So what's the difference between these two? So when it comes to the open source software, which means you can able to see their code, is it how they create the software? You can able to see their each and every line of the code. But when it comes to the proprietary software, they are not allow you to see their code. So it's a locked one, it's a private one, right? So what happen is, like, when you can see their code, you can able to download their code as well. So you can modify based on your perspective, and then you can customize it by your perspective, right? How you want it. So which means it is more flexible, right? One of the reason is it is more flexible because you can download their code and you can personalize based on your preference. So which means it is more flexible and can be personalized because it can be changed to fit the user's need, right? Give 2 ways of staying safe when using social network. So give 2 ways, so which means you don't have to describe it, just tell them what will be the safe way that you can maintain when you are using the social media or social network. So this particular question they're trying to ask you, which is like, what is the precaution or the safety you take when you use social network? It's like, suppose now if I scrolling in my Instagram, during that time, what the security or the safety features that I should maintain? So if you give the answer like use strong password or 2-factor authentication, they will not take it, because staying safe when using social network, right? So one thing it can be, don't share too much personal information, and other thing it can be don't share inappropriate content, or maybe you can block the inappropriate content. Otherwise, if someone create any fake account by using your name, during that time they have a features which is a report fake account. So we can write report fake account, and then we can also set our profile to private, right? So that it will be harder for the people who are not in our friend list to see our daily activities or the pictures and everything. Which one of these statements is true? 4G uses a landline network, right? 4G uses a cellular network. And when it comes to the infrared connectivity produces heat, no, because if the infrared connectivity produces heat, then we can able to use the infrared in the remote, because mostly the remote devices uses infrared to control the devices. NFC uses Wi-Fi, no, NFC uses radio waves. And when it comes to the Bluetooth and GPS have latency. Yes, if you have more latency, it will transfer the data more quicker. Tailor accept cookies. Give 2 example of data that held in the tracking cookies. So which means how the cookies is working actually. We have 3 types of cookie. I think if you go through the book, you can able to get the detail of this. So in terms of tracking, cookies store some of the data from the user devices. It can be their IP address, and it can be the IP address. The first of the things is IP address, and their browsing history. This is the most common things they install, or they store in the cookies. Explain why the use of cookies can limit information shown to user. So which means, suppose if you visit one of the website as a first time user, during that time you will get a lot of categories, lot of information about that website. But like when you visit to that particular website for the second or third time, the information which is shown to you will be limited or will be reduces. It's because at the first time when you visit to that particular website, they will track your browsing history and they identify which type of content you actually like, and based on that they customized it for the second time when you visit. So it will not waste your time and you will only get the product that you prefer, right? So the information shown is based on previous activities or browsing history. So the content is customized for the user. Which one of this is a requirement when storing data about individual? Which means like in a cookies, when they're storing the people information, right? So what will be the requirement that they should store? So the first one is allow access to the data from anywhere. It's not goes with the point. So the answer will be this one actually. This are not goes with anything. Use the data for limited purposes, right? Beta studies online. Beta provides read and write access to all documents. Give one drawback of this, of doing this. So when it comes to this one, what will be the drawback? When suppose if I created a file and then I will give this particular file access to everyone, so there will be a lot of unauthorized access, right? So we can just write it like this, which is unauthorized access. Sorry, unauthorized changes can be, because they said read and write, so it will be unauthorized changes. Describe how a firewall prevents malware from being sent to a device in a network. What does it mean by firewall? Firewall is working as a type of a filtration, which means if we have a router here and then we have a firewall here, right? This is the firewall and maybe the internet is coming from here to router. So between the internet and the router we have the firewall, and the firewall is working like a filter system. So which means when the data is coming from this side or from maybe the other computer to our Wi-Fi network, during that time the data is actually came in a shape of a packet, right? So they take that particular packet of data and check the IP address, and then if that particular IP address is matches with the list of the URL that allowed that particular Wi-Fi, then it will give them the access to go inside to that particular Wi-Fi system. So which means they have a white list and a black list table where they added the type of IP address. That particular IP address is fall under white list, so which means it can give the permission to go inside the network. But when it comes to the black list, that type of data or maybe the packet can't able to enter the system. So firewall check data packets and IP address against a list to allow or block them. Which one of these technologies is used to provide Wi-Fi connectivity? Wi-Fi connectivity, when it comes to the copper where copper cables, radio waves, WAN, and 3G. So Wi-Fi connectivity is the one which is the radio waves, right? The technology, the Wi-Fi uses radio wave to transfer the data. Which one of this is a benefit of using wireless connectivity? So when it comes to the wireless connectivity, new device can be added for the wired devices as well. Provide unlimited connection, reduces interface, nothing goes with this one. So when it comes to wireless connectivity, we can able to travel from one place to another. That's it, to take your device. The internet has improved access to information. Which one of this is an example of user-generated content site? So user-generated content site means user can able to write something, delete something, like that thing. So when it comes to the social network, search engine is like URL, right? When you search something, the way it works is called a search engine. Online games is you can able to play the online game, so there we can able to change anything. Social network, you can say like, okay, when it comes to the Instagram and Facebook, we can update something, we can edit something, but we cannot able to update or edit some other people's post, right? We can only do for our our post. We can only change our post or delete our post that we did. But when it comes to the wiki, you can go to that particular website and you can also edit based on your perspective, right? You can also edit other people's writing information there as well. So user generated content is the wiki. Explain one drawback to PETA of gathering information from a user generated reference site. So when we get any of the information from user generated reference site, during that time it is not considered as a more reliable or accurate, because we don't know the people who contribute that particular information on the wiki are their background is from that particular expert field or not, right? Whatever they're writing, are they expert on that, or they also take that information from other website? So that's how we can say that it's less reliable or accurate. Because the source is unknown, or not all contributors are expert. Describe two features of a virtual learning environment, which is VLE, that can be used to help students learn. So when it comes to the virtual learning environment, which means it's online learning platform where everyone can able to learn something, is it? That particular learning support is given through online. So what was the benefit for the virtual learning environment? The first thing is live stream classes, right? So suppose if someone join online classes, they will get the classes as a lively, then they can talk to the teachers and get quick feedback. Other than that, they can also do a recorded class as well. So suppose if some of the student can able to join the classes, they can also get the recorded version of that particular classes. Beside that, it also helps student to learn at their own pace and go back to topics, right, where they want to revise. So this will be the answer for this question, which is live stream classes, where student can talk to teachers and get quick suggestion. So quick feedback, pre-recorded content, so student can learn at their own pace and go back to topics. Explain one reason why PETA paraphrases the information found during research for an essay. So which means when they are doing an essay for a research purpose, they collect all the information from the journal or scholar, right? Free Scholar, there's some of Scholar you can able to get from the Google Scholar, I think. So I think it's a Scholar, I actually can't remember. Yeah, maybe it's some of the journal you can able to get all the information. That one is considered as a valid one. So you can't able to copy exactly the same thing from that particular journal into your essay, because it will considered as a plagiarism. That's why you have to rephrase, and then you have to make your own word to write the particular information, and also you have to give credit to the sources. So that's the thing you have to explain. It's avoid plagiarism. To avoid plagiarism, because it's a 2 marks, so we have to write here why. What's the reason? Because PETA can use ideas on information from others and give credit to the resources, right? Ideas or information from others and give credit to the sources. That's it. Explain one impact of unequal access to information. So what will be the impact of unequal access to information, which means some of the geographic people can able to get the information, whereas some of the other people, they don't have the internet connection, they can't able to get the information or the knowledge. It's because they can't able to access the Wi-Fi. So which means it will reduces the opportunities of their learning, right? So they will be a less behind from the people who have the internet, who will learn more things from the information, who can able to gather more information. So reduce job opportunities, because there is less chance to improve knowledge. Beta makes a video call to another student. Give two output device required to make a video call. So when it comes to this one, video calls, right? When we do a video call to our friends or to our family, during that time, what will be the output devices or output peripheral that we use? One can be the camera. Is it? No, sorry, it won't be the camera. One can be the speaker. The easier one will be the speaker. And the other one will be screen, right? Because speaker is the one, by using speaker we can able to hear what the other person from that particular phone are behind the phone they're trying to say, and the other one is a screen where we can see as an output device. Explain one benefit to beta of increasing bandwidth, which means when you are increasing the bandwidth, what was the benefit you get? Obviously, when we are increasing the benefit, we get better quality sound, right, or images, because increased bandwidth means more data is coming. So better sound, image, or resolution you will get because more data can be sent each second. Better sound or resolution because more data can be sent each second. Now, number G, copper cable can't be used to transmit data. Explain why cable that is wrapped in a thin sheet of metal increases transmission speed. It's because when they are wrapped the particular copper with something thin sheet, that one will help to reduces the outside interference. So which means there is a less interference because signal is stronger, nothing is affecting it, right? When the data is passing in the cable, due to the collision some heat is produced, and based on that they are losing some of the data. This is one of the factor. The other factor is when the wire is passing from one place to another place. Maybe there is a main road out there, so a lot of sound can come. So that one can affect the cable. Maybe the environment will be the other factor. So when they wrap that particular thin wrapping, when they uses that particular wrapping technique, it reduces the interference and which makes the signal a bit stronger. Because signal is stronger. Steve company create graphics to share online. Give to benefit to the company of sharing digital product online. So when they will share something digitally online, what can be the benefit? Like suppose some of the shop, they have both offline and online online visibility. So during that time, what happened when it comes to the offline, the people or maybe the customer who visit to that particular market, then they only can able to see their product. And also they have to go through the each and every, like go through the shop, and then the customer have to search each and every product. But when it comes to the online, they can create a separate product based way to show it to the customer, so the customer can able to scroll and can able to get each and every detail of the product that they have. So which means when they are shared it online, it will increase their customer, right? And beside that, it will also increase their sales. Steve uses solid-state drive and hard disk drive with image editing software. Explain the benefit of using magnetic storage rather than solid-state storage. So this is the easy question. When it comes to this one, the magnetic storage is the cheaper one, is a less expensive. But when it comes to explain and 2 marks, you have to explain them why it's cheaper. Right? Because each unit of storage costs less than solid state storage, which means where they are saving in a unit wise, right? So the prices for each unit is cheaper compared to the solid state storage. Less expensive because each unit of storage cost less than solid state storage. That's it. Okay. Explain the benefit of increased RAM when editing images. So what will be the benefit when we increase the RAM? It's like when they're editing the image, during that time they have to open that particular image, right? And when they will open that particular image, that will load on the RAM. So if you have more RAM, increase the size of, if you some more not more RAM, if you are increases the size of the RAM, which means you can able to edit a large image file, as well as you can also open a more number of images at a time. So the first of all will be the better performance, and then you have to describe why it's better, how they're giving you the better performance, because you can work on more or larger image file at once. Give 2 factors of image editing software that Steve could use to edit a photograph. So what is the features you get when you are editing an image by using a software? So the first of the features, the common features, is a cropping, is it? You can able to crop the image. And what can be the second one? The first one will be the image cropping, and the second one will be you can able to add text, right? Then you can also remove unwanted elements. You can resize so you can add text. Explain one reason why copyright legislation cannot always protect the right of digital product media. So it's like when we're sharing something on the internet, right? Most people stole it. So that's why we provide some of the copyright perspective so that other people can able to stole it. But still, most of the time it can able to give you the protection. It's because the copyright law for different country is different. So that's why suppose if you are sharing one thing from one country, maybe that particular law will not protect it from the other country. So that's the reason. So we can write their work may not be in some countries because copyright laws are different in each country. Now, this is the 8 marks question. So when it comes to the 8 mark question, remember, we have to write the conclusion, right? Steve sells digital images. Discuss the advantage and disadvantage to customer who use digital payment system. In your answer, you should consider third-party payment systems, bank card, contactless payment using NFC, and payment protection system. Which means this is the 4 things that we have to consider when we will explain this question. 1 advantage and 1 disadvantage. So now we will do some of the brainstorming. So the first one will be the third-party system. Okay, what does it mean by third-party system? Third-party system is one of the example is PayPal. And as an advantage perspective, what will be the thing that is considered as an advantage? It's easy to use, is it? You don't have to share your bank details to them. Yes, and the second part that we can think, which is reward cashback, right? Reward cashback. But when it comes to the disadvantage, in terms of disadvantage, we can think like you have to provide some of the charges, right? Because when you are using third party, they are transferring your money to other people, so based on that you have to provide them charges. So each transfer, they basically take some charges based on the amount. And then the second one is charges, and it can be like when it comes to the international payment, sometimes it need internet access, right? Internet, not sometimes, most of the time it need internet access to use this type of payment. Now, if we think about the bank card, what will be the bank card? The bank card will be the normal one, which is debit and credit card. It can be both. It can be a debit card, it can be a credit card, okay? But when it comes to the advantage, there's a lot of advantage in terms of a bank card, which is like you can use it both online and physical as well. And then if we think about the other point, which is they offer a first payment, is it? First payment, as well as you can also get some reward here as well. They also provide reward. When it comes to the part of the disadvantage, we can say that when it comes to the bank, you have to provide some annual fee. Okay? Annual, or maybe you can yearly fee, right? You can add yearly fee that need to be provided. And then foreign transaction, you also have to provide the fees for the foreign transaction. So fees needed for foreign transaction. That's it. So this is just a part of a brainstorming that we're working on. Then when it comes to the contactless payment using NFC, so when it comes to a contactless payment, we can able to do that type of payment by using phone or smartwatch, right? So that one is quite faster because you don't have to type the password and similar like that. Like say NFC mostly uses, suppose if you are, when you are taking any bus or maybe the metro station, during that time the way you are paid, you are providing the payment, right? So during that time you don't have to type the PIN and password of your card. You just have to touch it and it automatically take the money. So similar like that, when it comes to the NFC type of payment, it is quite fast, and you can consider as a hygienic as well because you don't have to touch anything, right? And then it's quite secure. Obviously it's a secure, so we can just add secure. If you don't find any advantage, just add secure one. This one considered as one of the another factor. And when it comes to this one is an advantage. When it comes to the disadvantage, we can say that in terms of disadvantage, all all retailer are not accepted this type of payment, right? So it's not available, and not available like the bank card and the PayPal. And the other disadvantage, it can be like if the device is lost, then there is a chance to unauthorized use, right? So unauthorized use. Now we have the third one, which is a payment protection system. So when it comes to the payment protection system, so what does it mean by payment protection system? So if you look at this, the name of this one, system, is it? So which means it's a type of system. So when it comes to a system, which means it will give you, it gives some of the features to the payment related task, right? So which means when it comes to the advantage, it's actually a payment protection system which offers security. So when we are use our card or maybe the PayPal, where we actually need more security, where we get like a little bit nervous when we are sharing our information, mostly on the internet, right? So that's why the payment protection system is mostly usable when we are doing online transaction. So it will give some peace of mind, because you can trust them. Your card, they will not take the number or your personal information from the card. Then when it comes to, so what is the advantage we can write? We can write like it offer extra security for online transaction. Okay, for online transaction, online transaction. And then when it comes to the disadvantage, we can write the disadvantage can be it's a quite a complex, maybe it needs extra fees because they will give you a protection, so they will charge you the money. And yeah, I think this too is enough. And then at the last, we must have to add the conclusion. So when it comes to the conclusion, you can write for buying digital images using third-party payment systems or bank card is typically the best choice. This method is secure, widely accepted, and offer protection. So now we will write this question. So first of all, we can start with a short intro, which is the advantage and disadvantage of a customer. I don't know why this one is not going. So where we use digital system R, so just same thing, we just take this one. I'm just taking this particular one, okay? And then payment system R. Then I start with the third-party payment system like PayPal are easy to use and don't require sharing bank details, right? As well as often came with rewards like cashback. However, they may charge fees, especially for international payment, and it require internet access. Now I just created a different para for the banker, so it will be easier for the examiner to go through your paper, and they can able to understand, okay, so now this topic that you are trying to explain, which is based on the bank card. So bank card, including debit and credit card, are widely accepted both online and physical stores. They offer reward and first payment. On the downside, some cards have annual fees. That's it. Contactless payment methods such as using a phone or smartwatch are fast and hygienic because you don't require to touching anything, is it? These are also secure with encryption. However, not all retailers accept this method. That's the problem. Payment protection system offer extra security for online transaction and provide peace of mind. However, these systems can be complex and require extra fees. So for buying digital image using third-party payment system or bank cards is typically the best choice. Yeah, that's it. Now we can move to the question number 5, which is Steve creates a website. Then describe one way website content can be optimized to reduces the bandwidth requirement for users. So which means when you want to optimize, right, when you want to reduces the bandwidth, which means there will be, you need to be reduces the file size as well. So when it comes to the website, they included a lot of video and images, right? So what we can do, compress images or video to reduce file size. So this is the way we can reduces the file size, which will also reduces the bandwidth. So when the website will load on the browser, in your browser, right, it will load faster because it will take less time to load the image and video. Steve adds music to the website. Describe one way that streaming music differ from downloading music. So when it comes to the stream music, it's played directly from the internet, right? But when it comes to the downloading, you download and save a copy on your hard drive, and then you play that particular downloading music. So streaming, like if you go to your YouTube and you see any of the video on the YouTube, you can able to see that there's a white portion is running with the playing, right? There's a white, so this is a buffer, right? This is streaming. So they already stream the video before it turns to the play option. That's it. So we can write stream music So this will be the answer. Stream music is played directly from the internet, while downloading music saves a copy to the device's hard drive. That's it. Explain one benefit of companies of using targeted advertisement. So when we use a targeted advertisement, which means that it will only target to the user who are interested on that particular product, right? So which means it will reduces the cost. So we can write reduce cost because ads are shown only to users likely to be interested. Sorry, yes, likely to be interested. Describe how transaction logs improve the security of Steve's data. So when it comes to the transaction logs, what does it mean by this? So it actually keeps the tracks, right, of changing the data. So if something happened, if something bad happened, they have the chances to roll back. So here we can write it keeps track of changes to data to enable data recovery. That's it. Steve uses hosted software. The software can be accessed from low performance devices. So give to other benefit of hosted software. So when it comes to the hosted software, which means it is hosted to the cloud, right? So the best, or maybe the one of the advantage, which is updates are automatic. You don't have to update that particular software in every weeks. Updates are automatic, and you can able to access from anywhere, right? Which one of this is the reason hosted software can be used from low performance devices? Okay, so when it used from low performance devices, so suppose when you want to install any of the application in your computer, during that time they have a requirement, right? If your computer can able to hold maybe a RAM which is 16 GB, maybe some of the application they have requirement, like so, like it's like if you want to install that particular application, maybe you need 8 or 12 GB RAM to load that particular application, but in your PC you have only 4 GB RAM, so you can able to load that particular application, right? So as application server do the post processing, so that's why this one will be the answer, because application server will do all the processing. You don't have to do anything. You only need an internet connection to load that particular application on the internet, right? So by using your computer you can able to use it from the other servers application. So bandwidth is improved is not like that, because this is not a purpose of an internet type of thing that we are talking about. Faster access to storage, latency is higher, nothing. This one would be the answer, number A. Describe two function of a network operating system. So when it comes to the network operating system, what can be the two function? So they say two function. So when it comes to the network operating system, you can able to create a different user, right? So establish a connection to the network by verifying users through authentication. So which means if I'm using that particular operating system, then obviously I have my own account and own file. So I can able to manage my own file and edit and delete everything based on my perspective, so other user can able to access it. So we can write here like that. So which means establishes a connection to the network by verifying users through authentication. It creates, manages and separate user account to ensure user cannot access each other files. Now, the increased availability of digital device has had a positive impact on how people use their free time. So which means justify your statement. So when you look at this particular question, most of the students, they also write about some of the negative impact as well. So when it comes to the 8-mark question, we always have to read that question 2 times at least, right? So in this question, you just only need to explain the positive impact, right? So how you can able to use the digital devices in a positive way, right, when you are free. So you can utilize that particular thing in your free time, positive way, not a negative way. So when it comes to the free time, so obviously we can able to see some movie, is it? Then we also listen music. And then we also play games, right? We can also use WhatsApp. Then we can also do some video call as well. We also learn something, learn new thing, right? Learn thing from tutorial. This is one of the most easier question. Then we also can learn cooking as well, the drawing as well, right? Learn cooking and drawing. Then we can also use the internet to explore something, is it? So suppose we can use to share our photos or videos to our friend, right? Or videos to our friend. Also, we can use digital map to find places, right? That's it. And obviously, at the last, you have to add a conclusion. So based on this, we can able to describe. So this is the 8 marks, right? So that's why when you will describe, we have to make sure that we are added the 8-mark points. 8 points in our question, in our answer. So first of all, this one will be the point that I will add when I will describe something, right? So now I will take some of the point from here and then I will create a para. So in the merge scheme, what they did actually, they take this tree as an entertainment, and then they take this two as a communication, and then they take this two as a learning purpose and this two as a exploring or sharing purpose, right? So this way they created a 4 para. So we can do same thing. So based on that, how we can able to write? Yes, so the answer will be there are a number of positive impact on how people use digital device in their free time. So such as people can enjoy movies, music and games anywhere using phone and tablet, right? Everyone can choose what they like instead of watching the same thing together on the TV. It's now much easier and cheaper to talk to friends and family using apps like WhatsApp and Messenger. Plans can be changed quickly and people can stay connected even they're far away. In their free time, people can learn new things using website, videos or apps. This can be a school subject or fun skills like cooking, drawing or a new language. Then we can also write, people can use digital maps to find places more easily and take photos or video to share special moments, right? As a conclusion, digital devices have made free times more useful, fun and connected. So this is the end of our question paper solution. So I hope you like it. Then please subscribe and share this video to your friends, okay, so that they can also know. Yeah, bye bye.